E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, released in 1982 and directed by Steven Spielberg, was a worldwide phenomenon that forever changed the history of cinema. The story of a small alien lost on Earth and his friendship with a boy named Elliott captured audiences with its tenderness, emotion, and message of empathy. The film became the highest-grossing movie of the 1980s, breaking box office records and winning 4 Academy Awards, as well as a Golden Globe for Best Drama. Its mix of science fiction, adventure, and family sentiment turned it into a universal classic, featuring one of the most memorable soundtracks in film history and one of the most iconic scenes of all time: the bicycle flying across the moon. Drew Blythe Barrymore was born in Culver City, California in 1975. She belongs to the legendary Barrymore acting dynasty and literally grew up on film sets as part of one of the most influential families in theater and cinema. She made her film debut in Altered States in 1980 and at only 7 years old became world famous as Gertie in E.T. That same year, 1982, she became the youngest host in the history of Saturday Night Live, appearing at just 7 years old. Barrymore first auditioned for Steven Spielberg for Poltergeist, but the producer immediately thought of her for E.T. Early fame led to a turbulent adolescence. By the age of 13 or 14, she had entered rehabilitation, and shortly afterward, she became legally emancipated from her parents, an episode she has since spoken about openly in interviews and memoirs. Henry Thomas, born in 1971 in San Antonio, Texas, showed an interest in acting from a very young age. At 10 years old, he was chosen by Steven Spielberg to play Elliott after a legendary audition in which he improvised a deeply emotional scene that moved the director to tears. His performance, full of tenderness and authenticity, made him one of the most memorable child actors in cinema history, earning him awards and nominations for both the Golden Globe and BAFTA. After the success of E.T., Thomas continued his career in film and television with notable roles and also ventured into music with his folk rock band, the Blue Heelers. In recent years, he has regained prominence through his collaborations with director Mike Flanagan in acclaimed horror series such as The Haunting of Hill House and The Fall of the House of Usher. Unlike many child actors, Henry Thomas managed to maintain a stable career and balanced life. His role as Elliott remains a lasting symbol of innocence, friendship, and empathy, securing his place as one of the most beloved and iconic faces in film history. Robert McNaughton was born in 1966 in New York. From an early age, he showed a strong inclination for theater and acting, participating in school plays and local productions, before moving into television and film. His big break came when he was cast by Steven Spielberg as Michael, Elliott's older brother. His portrayal of the responsible and protective teenage sibling added balance and realism to the story, complementing the innocence of Henry Thomas's character and the charm of Drew Barrymore. The chemistry among the 3 young actors was one of the keys to the film's emotional success, and Robert received praise for his natural performance and the way he captured the essence of a typical 1980s family dynamic. McNaughton continued acting for several years, appearing in television productions such as Amazing Stories in 1985, as well as in films like I Am the Cheese in 1983. However, over time, he decided to step away from Hollywood and lead a quieter life outside the public eye. During the 1990s, he worked in theater and also took on other jobs, including working for the U.S. Postal Service, where he found stability and a more private lifestyle. Unlike many child actors of his generation, Robert chose discretion over lasting fame. In 2002, he briefly returned to the entertainment world, participating in events commemorating the 20th anniversary of E.T., where he reunited with his castmates and shared memories from the filming. In later interviews, he fondly recalled the experience of working under Spielberg's direction, highlighting the family atmosphere on set and the genuine connection that developed among the young actors. In recent years, he has occasionally taken part in film conventions and fan gatherings, proudly remembering the role that defined his life. As an adult, he married actress Bianca Hunter, known for her appearances in independent films, and together they have led a peaceful life away from the spotlight. Dee Wallace, whose full name is Deanna Wallace Stone, was born in 1948 in Kansas City. From a young age, she showed an interest in performing arts and dance, which led her to study theater at the University of Kansas, where she graduated with honors. After working for a time as a teacher and dancer, she decided to move to New York and later to Los Angeles to fully dedicate herself to acting. Her talent, charisma, and energy made her one of the most recognized actresses in American cinema, especially within the horror and science fiction genres. Her international fame came with her portrayal of Mary, the mother of the main children in E.T., where she embodied a strong, loving, and vulnerable woman trying to raise her family without realizing that a visitor from another world is hiding in her home. Her performance was key in giving the story credibility and humanity, balancing the children's innocence with adult concern. The relationship between her character and the children felt authentic and deeply familial. Before and after E.T., Dee Wallace had already built a solid career as a scream queen in horror cinema. Throughout her career, she has appeared in more than 200 film and television productions. In recent years, Wallace has also dedicated herself to teaching acting and motivational workshops, becoming a speaker and author of books on spiritual growth and self-help. She was married to actor Christopher Stone, her co-star in several films, until his passing in 1995. From their marriage, she had a daughter, Gabrielle Stone, who followed in her parents' footsteps as an actress and writer. Today, at 76 years old, Dee Wallace remains active in the film industry and is considered a living legend of fantasy and horror cinema. Peter Coyote, whose real name is Robert Peter Cajon, was born in 1941 in New York. The son of a prominent financial analyst, he grew up in an intellectual environment and from a young age showed a strong interest in the arts, literature, and politics. He studied at the prestigious Grinnell College, where he earned a degree in English literature, and later became actively involved in the social and artistic movements of the 1960s, a period during which he adopted the stage name Coyote, inspired by the rebellious spirit of the counterculture. His film career began to take shape in the 1980s. After several years of work in television and theater, he achieved international fame in 1982 when he portrayed the mysterious Keys, the government scientist who pursues the little extraterrestrial in E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial. Although his character is initially perceived as a cold authority figure, Coyote managed to give him an unexpected sensitivity, especially toward the end of the story, when he reveals an empathetic connection with the young protagonist and the alien. Following the success of the film, Peter Coyote became a highly sought-after actor, known for his calm presence, distinctive voice, and ability to portray both powerful figures and introspective men. In addition to his acting career, Coyote is also a highly respected voice narrator, having worked on numerous high-profile documentaries and television series. He is also an accomplished writer and poet. Beyond film, Peter Coyote has been an active advocate for environmental and social causes. He has practiced Zen Buddhism for decades and was even ordained as a monk in the Zen school of Shunryu Suzuki. His spiritual vision is reflected in his daily life and in the calmness he radiates both on and off the screen. Today, at 84 years old, Peter Coyote continues to participate in film, television, and narration projects, maintaining a reputation for artistic integrity and human depth. Pat Welsh, whose full name was Patricia Anderson Carol Welsh, was born in 1915 in San Francisco, California. From a young age, she showed an interest in the dramatic arts and began her artistic career as a radio actress in the 1930s, standing out for her distinctive, raspy, and expressive voice, a result of many years of smoking cigarettes. Although she was never a Hollywood star in the traditional sense, her unique vocal talent made her a memorable figure in film history. Her most famous contribution came unexpectedly in 1982, when director Steven Spielberg was searching for a special voice to bring the beloved extraterrestrial character in E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial, to life. After testing dozens of actors and professional voice performers, the sound engineers at Skywalker Sound, George Lucas's studio, met Pat Welsh in a California store and were captivated by her warm, gravelly, and deeply human tone. She was subsequently hired to provide the voice of E.T., one of the most iconic characters in film history. Welsh recorded all of E.T.'s dialogue during carefully directed sessions with Spielberg's team. Her performance conveyed tenderness, vulnerability, and an innocent wisdom that made the character feel real and deeply endearing. Although she never appeared physically on screen, her voice became the soul of the film. Welsh also had a brief role in Star Wars, Episode VI, Return of the Jedi, 1983, where she voiced Boushh, the bounty hunter character used by Princess Leia in her attempt to rescue Han Solo. These two contributions placed her almost unintentionally, within two of the most important and beloved film franchises of all time.